Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Yanji Fan from Yizhou University, Department of Global Communications and Applied English. Today we are going to talk about Module 3, Functions and the Classification of T. Let's start. So in this module, the module consists of two major topics. The first one is functions of T, and the second one is classification of T. Especially classification of T is really important knowledge for T appreciation. So later we will explore more. So first of all, functions of T. So T actually both has different functions. For example, practical needs and cultural values. And the functions of T include so many aspects. First of all, T is a medicine. As we know, many years ago, Shen Nong discovered the function of tea as medicine. So ever since then, tea has been medicine in our traditions for thousands of years. And tea, actually, for a lot of people, they drink it daily as a beverage. So tea actually serves as a beverage and drink in people's daily life. And then the next function is tea can be an ingredient in cooking and food. So a lot of food you can see tea ingredients in there. So later we will explore more. And the next one is tea is also a very sacred object for rituals and ceremony. So in our culture, for example, in wedding ceremony, we use tea as like a very important object for the ceremony. And the next one is tea is also a medium for social connections and hospitality. And the last one is tea is a very important symbol of beauty, harmony, and the aesthetics. So let's explore more about functions of tea. So the first one is medicinal function of tea. As I mentioned earlier, do you still remember in Module 1, we talked about the origin of tea. So Shen Nong discovered the function of tea as medicine more than 4,000 years ago. Do you still remember where? Actually, it was in Yunnan. So Yunnan is the birthplace of tea and also the Chinese tea culture. So when he discovered tea as kind of medicine, so it has many functions. For example, help digestion. So a lot of people drink tea to help digestion. But do you know when is the best time to drink tea? Is it good to have tea with your meal? The answer is no, it's not good. I still remember I talked about that earlier. So for dim sum, if you have tea and then food, snacks at the same time too much, it will affect your digestion system. So it's better to drink tea between meals. For example, maybe 2 o'clock afternoon or 10-ish, 10-ish in the morning, that would be the best time to drink tea. So at that time, tea will help you digest the food you have. And then tea is also an energy booster. So a lot of people drink coffee to wake them up. So the same function, tea has the function as an energy booster. So a lot of people drink tea to wake them up. So for me, tea is not only energy booster, but it has also another function. Also, tea is a very good natural antioxidant. If you drink tea for many, many years, that will keep you young. And it will help you reduce the cholesterol level. So it's a cholesterol reduced remedy. So for me, I have been drinking tea for more than 30 years. My cholesterol level is still okay at my age. And next one is reducing internal heat and the inflammation. For this function, it's really interesting. Do you know that when the weather is really hot outside, do you drink cold tea or hot tea? I think a lot of people will say, oh, of course, cold tea, because the weather is really hot. I am sweating, so cold tea will be better for me. But the answer is no. Actually, in summertime or the temperature is really high, it's better to drink hot tea or warm tea because it can reduce your body temperature. So you will feel comfortable. But if you drink cold tea or cool tea too much in the summertime, you will feel thirsty afterwards. If you don't believe it, do the experiment by yourself. And another interesting function is tea can help reduce inflammation in your body. Do you know that if you drink tea, for example, oolong tea, for the third or fourth brewing afterwards, you can leave it a little bit cooler. And if you have itchy eyes or you have some eye strain, you can use it as like an eye drop to help you a little bit. Just slightly put it into your eyes and then clean your eyes to help reduce the inflammation and the eye strain. So it's really interesting. And then sometimes I do it when I have eye strain. So if you like, you can do it, and see how you feel. And the next one is tea can help you support your metabolism system and help you have a better blood circulation. So if you drink tea regularly in the morning or in the afternoon, you will have a better metabolism. And also, tea, as I said, is an energy booster. So if you feel really tired, you feel sleepy, you can drink a little bit tea to reduce the fatigue level. And also, if you have headache, you can drink some tea to get rid of headache. Another thing you probably don't know is tea can help you relieve pain. So tea is a natural painkiller. So for example, if you got a knife cut in your finger and you feel really hurt, so you can put a little bit tea, just like I said, tea for eye drop. You can pour a little bit tea on your finger and then gently spread it over, around the area you got the cut. Later on, you will feel better. So tea is also a very good natural painkiller. So try it. It's interesting to know tea has so many functions. So in our daily life, you can drink tea and then at the same time, make the most of tea, after you drink or during your drinking. And next one, tea as a daily beverage. So originally, the function of tea is a beverage. So it's a very good drink for people, especially nowadays. A lot of youngsters, or not just youngsters, a lot of people at different age, they like older customized tea. So for them, tea can offer them like a soothing, relaxation benefits. So it's also offer comfort. You feel really good, especially after drinking, drinks, and then you can get back to your work or get back to your study. And the tea offer suitable for all seasons and all occasions. For example, in the wintertime, for me, actually, if it is really cold, I would like to have a cup of pu'er tea when the temperature is really, really low. Pu'er tea can help me feel like, warmer and then more comfortable and also refreshing. And it is a very important alternative for health benefit, because if you drink too much sugary drinks, it's not good for your health. So tea can be very healthy alternative for you to have instead of sugary drinks. Next one, do you know that tea can be one kind of ingredient for cooking and food? Can you think about anything in daily life that you have some tea products for food? Yes, that's right, tea eggs. In Taiwan, a lot of people like to have a tea egg for breakfast. So if you go to Family Mart or 7-Eleven, they sell tea eggs. So it's really good to find some tea eggs which have been cooking for a long time, simmering for a long time. The flavor is really good. So tea eggs is a very good example. So why we put tea in food or cooking? There are some purpose. Number one, to bring up different layers of flavor and also reduce the greasiness. So drinking tea can help you get rid of the greasy feeling. So especially if you have big meal and then you have some tea in there, then you will feel better. Especially, big meal with a lot of meat like beef or something like that. It also adds some aroma in the food. So the example, as I said, tea eggs. And what else can you think? How about matcha ice cream? It's really popular. I have some friends, they are crazy about matcha ice cream, all kinds of matcha ice cream. So they will, have it regularly. So it's a very good example of tea in dessert. And also tea, smoked ducks. Have you ever tried that? The tea they use for smoked ducks, most popular one is Lepsang Souchong. Do you remember Lepsang Souchong I mentioned about earlier? If you remember, you are marvelous. So Lepsang Souchong in our language is 正山小种. 正山小种 is the first, the black tea. And it produces in which province in China, do you remember? Yes, it's in Fujian. So Lepsang Souchong is the best choice used for smoking duck. And in addition to Lepsang Souchong, some people use oolong tea to smoke with duck and make it a special flavor, very reflection, and then you will feel really, and the fragrance and the taste will be really good. And the next one is tea jelly and pudding. When I was a child, I used to love jelly pudding a lot. So I put a little bit cream on top of jelly pudding or tea jelly or tea puddings. That is a treat because later on I didn't have tea jelly so much, but I still remember when I had tea jelly when I was a child, I felt a sense of happiness. Okay, so it is another example of tea in food or dessert. And the next one is Earl Grey cakes. Earl Grey is black tea, and it is a blended black tea. So later on, we will talk about Earl Grey more. It's really popular among people. So Earl Grey is a combination of Assam and bergamot. It has a very special flavor and aroma. It has orange because bergamot belongs to citrus family. So when you have it, you will have something like orange flavor and aroma. So some people love Earl Grey cakes a lot. So those are the examples of tea in food or dessert. So as you can see from the picture, like tea eggs and then matcha ice cream, especially matcha, it has a very greenish color, which will make you feel really good. And the Earl Grey cakes, it is really good in the afternoon, especially afternoon tea. Speaking of afternoon tea, do you still remember another name for afternoon tea? Think about this. Is it called high tea? Is it called low tea? The answer is low tea. Why? Because originally people sat on sofa because it's lower and then lower table to have afternoon tea. And when they have afternoon tea, the best time is around 3 to 5. So that is low tea or afternoon tea. So snacks or cakes to go with it, Earl Grey cakes is one of them. In addition to Earl Grey cake, some people have scones or some sandwiches. So we mentioned about this tradition, for black tea in British culture last time in Module 2. So if you are interested to review more, please go back to Module 2, to have more information. And then tea in religious practice. Many, many years, it's a tradition that Buddhist monks use tea as a medium for their meditation. So when they do meditation, they drink tea. Why? Because tea can calm your mind and help you concentrate on the thing what you are doing. So doing meditation, if you drink tea at the same time, you will feel calmer. And it is also a mindfulness thing for you. And I have some friends who practice Qigong. So when they drink tea and at the same time they do meditation, afterwards, they will tell me, oh, I feel, my specific meridian goes through very, smoothly, or which meridian I got blockage, etc. In addition to, calming down their mindset. So it's a very interesting function. And tea also offered to ancestors to show our respect. Another thing is tea served as like thank you or appreciation in traditional wedding ceremony. As you can see from the picture, groom and bride, they offer tea to their parents or their relatives to say thank you. And in return, relatives or parents will give them red envelope in the empty cup, with money inside to say thank you very much for your tea offering. So it's a tradition. And I think so many people know, this tradition. Even though this is 21st century, nowadays people still keep it. So like my nephew, got married a couple years ago. So we had tea from them. So we still keep this tradition. So this is the function, another function for tea in religious or ritual practices.